house going to look? What we going to eat? Yeah, babe, you got that. And maybe some brothers not used to conceding that much. What do you think, brother Sonetta?
I don't know all about that. Let her 90%. I don't know about all that right there. What you talking now? Now that's crazy talk. That's goddamn crazy talk.
I love it.
I want to harken back on what you said about Khalid Omani, and I'm not in the defender of him, but he did something that was great for the children at that time and great for the community, because when he turned state on a wicked and evil man, bro, who was molesting, doing the same thing that Dr. York was doing. How can you not want to support that? Huh? And I want to go to Eugene Thomas. Thomas. Let me go to Eugene Thomas. I'm gonna let you respond to that, her.
You want to go to Gene first, you said, and come back? Or?
Yep.
Okay.
Unmute yourself, Eugene.
What's happening, sir?
What's up, brother?
Oh, no, man, just sticking to it, baby. What's happening? Talk to me.
Talk to you. What, brother? What you come here for?
I know. I thought you was getting ready to ask me a question.
No. I want to hear your statement. What you got?
Well, I mean, being in a situation where I have several, you know what I mean, children's mother, and I know how they all, you know, I knew my situation, and I mean, it's hard to say, because I mean I kind of agree with the Cap on what he was saying, but in certain instances, like one instance that I have with one of my children's mother, it just was impossible for me to just leave that child there knowing what she would go through. But at the same time, like I said, I understand and feel what he mean by, okay, well, you put the white man into the business, so let's deal with it like that. But my heart, just being a man and having love for my child, that was something hard for me to do. You see what I'm saying? But the situation that we're going through here with this system is that we all know it's systematic. I just been kind of listening for, you know what I'm saying, some kind of solution, or what solution that we got, or are we looking at for this problem? And I mean, I know the Israelites saying points, but I want to hear more from the Sarnettas and what's his name, the other brother that you had up here. Like, what are the solutions?
All right. Let's hear from the women.
Peace, Senator. Peace, everybody on the panel and to the audience. Peace, Genesis.
Hey, Nepal.
Thank you, Senator, for having this discussion. There's a lot that I've heard. This is a great conversation. I'm listening to the brother Herman Smalls. I'm listening to you. Captain had a lot of good points. But now the subject that we're on about, I've heard men saying lately, it's something novel to me, but lately I've heard men saying, well, she shouldn't have had that baby. I don't life. I told her I didn't want the baby. I have heard a lot of men. When I say a lot, I've on social media, I've heard it a couple of times, but I actually spoke to someone personally who gave me the background on a situation, and they're not deadbeat men. They're regular, men that are working. They have children already. But I have heard men say, well, I just had sex with her and she knew that I didn't want the baby, but she went ahead and had it. So why should I be in the child's life? Do I think that's right? I don't personally think that's right where I stand. However, we do need to, and I'm saying this emphatically, that there's a lot of reasons why it's not right because of the way it affects a child that's already existing. However, we do need to have the conversation about men's rights. I think that's what this is about. I'm a women's advocate and a children's advocate, but I also do advocate for, my brothers and people who I see when men are getting the short end of the stick. We need to start discussing women. If you're having just a sexual relationship with someone and you get pregnant, let's talk about how valid you take a man's statement when he says, I do not want that child. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do we do about that when a man really doesn't want a child with you because he doesn't want to be with you? Because look what has happened. There's been lives very much damaged, children get neglected. I'm not an advocate for abortion, but again, we need to say, what rights do men have? What rights do they have? So that's a question that I ask. For me, I'll park my car and hand it over to Genesis. But for me, I think it starts with men. You don't get to have your cake and eat it too, though. Don't just think you can just go around laying down with everybody with, bareback, meaning no protection. And then when she comes to you pregnant or with the baby, you start saying, well, I'm not going to be in the child's life. So, I mean, it's harder to get men to just do that than to have a conversation with women and men saying, where's the man's rights? Women can go have abortions. Where's the man's rights when it comes to a woman being pregnant with a child that he really, really, really does not want? Genesis?
I would say the man knows once he put his penis in that vagina, there's a possibility of him getting the woman pregnant.
Mhm.
Don't do it. Ain't no goddamn rights, man. When this woman get pregnant and she's willing to have that baby, whether he wants to or not, he knew the consequences, right? But what he wanted to do is fill his own greed up at that time. So I say no. That woman, if she want that child, she should have that child. And but when you have that child, just don't expect him to be in a life. Simple as that. Be ready to take care of your baby. Simple as that. But that man, he cannot get mad for that. He can only be mad from with himself. That's what I would say. That's only my opinion. Let's bring on Genesis.
And and I agree with you real quick. Excuse me, Genesis. I agree with you 100%. So Sonetter, what about the child support part when she has the baby on her own and he's like, I don't want to be with you?
Yeah. I feel you. He just still got to pay child support because he knew exactly what he was doing. When he put his penis in that womb, he knew that was a possibility of her getting pregnant. He knew, oh no, I don't want to pull out. I need to pull out because I don't want this. He's a grown man. This is not no rocket science. So when you bust a nut in that womb, there's a possibility of you hitting that egg and getting this woman pregnant. Now man up, handle your responsibility, and just do what Umar did. Pay some money and just don't be involved in with the child. You'd be still wrong,
Right.
but still, the woman have a right to say, no, I'm not going to get rid of my child. I don't agree with no abortions. She knows that. They both know what they're getting into. Y'all both grown adults. Simple as that, man. I'm not blaming the woman because he don't want the baby. You should have thought about that. You know the outcome. That's just my take on that. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Genesis. That's it. You want to add on to
thank you, Genesis. I just wanted to ask him about the child support part. So, I mean,
yeah, I was gonna say like men's rights. Okay, the men has a right to put a condom on. They got a right to get a vasectomy. They got a right to not even do it to the person. If they don't like them, why are they? If they don't even think about wanting to have a child with them, why are they even having sex with the woman? What's the purpose of that? Okay. Number two, there's always a possibility of that happening. So why are you sleeping with the woman? You know what I'm saying? So that is ridiculous. And everything that happens after that, once the person gets pregnant, is really a danger as far as like getting rid of the child. Everything after the person gets pregnant is a life-threatening thing that happens from a woman. Taking the plan B could be life-threatening. Getting an abortion could be life-threatening. All those different other options, those after-birth pills, all that little thing is really hurting the woman actually from the inside. It don't hurt to put on a condom.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And also the vasectomies are actually less invasive than hysterectomies and tying the tubes. So, I mean, if you don't want to have kids, get a vasectomy. I mean, you might, I don't know, like just get a vasectomy. You know what I'm saying? And here's another thing. I really wanted to get into I wanted to get into that whole thing about child support. I want to talk about what Tazarak said. Well, I'm not going to pay child. I'm not going to help. I'm not going to be there in the child's life about the child support. Here's the thing. But what happens when you go to
crazy on that? He crazy on that.
I've heard a lot of guys talking like that lately.
It's insane. Like, I'm like, bro, first of all, let me just break this down. If I'm not with you and say my child has asthma, right? You want me to come directly to you because I'm not getting it through the state. I don't have a monthly thing coming in. So whenever anything is going on, I have to come to you and beg you for money and ask you for for help. Well, I help out my child. I buy clothes or whatever. I'm dealing with your child every single day. Every day needs food, this, that, the other. So what happens is, like, say if I can't work or I gotta take off from work, my child's sick, right? I gotta take food stamps in, right? So guess what happens with food stamps? They make you sign a thing saying who the father is, and then they file child support against the father. What if my child has asthma? So now, in order for me to take my child for the doctor, I gotta come to you and get $100 to pay the copay at the medical thing. What about the medication that goes along with it? Men are only thinking about, I bought him some Nikes, some Jordans. I bought some clothes. I gave him a couple dollars. We went to the mall yesterday. You know, what about regular stuff that happens every day in the child's life if it gets sick? I gotta call you on the phone because I gotta go to the hospital, to the emergency room, or I gotta get medication. No, pay the child support. Get us on so the WIC or whatever, the Medicaid, so that my child can have medical insurance. Because half these dudes out here ain't got no medical insurance. You know what I'm saying? That they can add their children onto.
Damn.
And let the state help with the government since you can't do it.
I'd say it's more than half of them, don't you?
Gideon, come on in here and explain what you mean. Explain what you mean when you say the onus is on the woman, Brother Gideon. Unfortunately, come on in here and explain that, brother. All right, we got a new guest in the building. Keon, what's up, man?
What's up, buddy? Hold on, give me 1 second. My
hey, Herm, you want to explain? You want to jump in here, Herman?
I think he's
Yeah,
I hear you. Sound like you.
Yeah, I just stepped into one moment for a second.
All right, go ahead. I can't hear you right now. Go ahead.
You can't hear me. Hello?
Yeah, I hear you, but you're too far away. You're far away.
Okay, give me about 5 minutes. I'll be right on.
All right. Keon, go ahead, brother.
Real quick before Keon goes, I just want to say this. When you talk about this situation with the men and the father saying, if I pay child support, I won't be in the child's life. This is just, that's a level of maturity, I think, and it's unrealistic. And what will happen is you'll see children. I absolutely side with the girl, with Umar Johnson's daughter. Was pushed to her last resort, took it to social media because her father, that's all she saw that was important to him. But I want to say this, look at how that relationship, all he had to do was be in that young girl's life. And she would have been, it would have been a whole different story. He decided, the first thing he said was, I have the paper, the white man's paperwork. All the things he's preached about, him sitting there telling the children, Asante in Africa, how to do this and that. My stomach turned. I literally felt physically sick because his daughter was around the same age as they were, while he's sitting there trying to tell other people's children how to be. Your child didn't even hear from you. So a man saying, I will pay. I applaud him on that. But then when you say, but I won't be in the child's life, I feel pity for you, but even more pity for the child. Not pity. I feel empathy for the child, and I feel disgusted that a lot of men are pushed to that. Now I know I'm not contradicting myself. Men are being pushed to the wall, though, because let's be real. When you say, oh, well, you should have known this and you should have known that, women have the, and I'm a woman, okay? So I think men are being deadbeats out there a lot, but I'm being honest. Women have the option to go do whatever they need to do. You could take birth control. You can make him wear a condom. You can go get an abortion. You can take the morning after pill. These things are available to you. I'm not saying I advocate for it, but you have those options. A man has zero options besides, oh, well, I hooked up with this girl at the club. I don't even know her name, but now she's about to have my child forever. So we need to really start talking more about what is really going on with men. Look, and I'm gonna park my car because I really want to get into this. The Brittany Griner or whatever, that one woman that openly said, just go have sex with a basketball player. They're dumb. You can just make money. Women are being vindictive and vicious with these men. I know somebody personally, like I said, who is very, very wealthy, very, very, very famous, and he has women just getting pregnant. Yes, he's not wearing condoms, but women are just getting pregnant to try to have children, and then these men are getting stuck. Am I saying Umar Johnson is right though? Because once the baby's there, it's there. But let's at least have a conversation about men's rights. Men's rights. Men do not have any rights at all when it comes to, I don't want to have that baby. Do you understand what I'm saying? Y'all have no
All right.
rights at all. Then that's all I want to say. Thank you for letting me
Hey,
go.
hey, let me ask you, hey, Genesis. Unmute yourself, Genesis.
Yeah.
Are you live streaming my stream, Genesis?
Yeah, you had it on there. I thought you could.
No. I said, are you live streaming my stream?
Yeah. Yeah.
You gotta at least let me know. Because sometimes
I
I
didn't
might say, no, I don't want you to. But in this one is all right. But you still gotta let me know.
Yeah, I thought you had it
Live
because people could do it. My bad. Sorry about that.
You know, 'cause I could easily find out I see it in my joint up there. But you good for now. I usually don't do that.
Okay.
I don't do that in the
You
parlor.
gotta take that off the topic because otherwise people will think that you could do it.
Yeah. But anyway, who want to respond to that?
I think I will. And
Go ahead.
I'm up. You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. And what I'm realizing, this is so interesting, man. And that's why I started with what I started with. You know, half joking, but being factual.
You got to come closer to the mic, brother. You got to come closer to the mic.
I was half joking, but this is.
Yo, you still sound off. You still sound off now. You probably got to go out and come back in.
Okay, all right. Let me go out and come back.
Hey,
Oh,
Sal, let me ask the pod question.
Yes, King, Sonetter. Before we forget, I see Mrs. Graham, Peace Lady G. Remember what you said you were going to do? I just want to make sure you did that because I was emailing her on that. Remember with the mod situation. So I just want to remind you. Remember? Are you there? Can you hear me? Oh, God. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. What did you say?
I'm in Sonetter can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you. You was talking to me.
Yeah, but I just let you know just before I forget because I saw her because the last time you're like, oh, okay, go. I'm sorry, Keon. Go ahead.
Yeah, Nepal. So would you be for like a law that allows men to have sex with women, get them pregnant, and then I guess give them basically like a leeway if they didn't want the child, basically give up all responsibilities to that child? Like, would you
No.
allow that?
No law. Well, I want women to have to start having a different mindset. No law telling women what to do with their bodies or saying men don't have to be. Once the child is here, the child is here. I'm talking about before the child gets here, but once the child is here, it's tough titty, said the kitty. If you have a child, you don't have the luxury to say, I'm not going to be with, well, you can do it, but you're damaging a life. So Umar Johnson is the last person to be telling people he has to step down now, meaning he could go around talking all he wants about Black power, but don't tell anybody how to be fathers, and damn sure don't tell people how to be husbands. We don't need you to advocate for the Black woman anymore. You did your part. You need to put that torch down because you haven't been a father or helped a young Black woman to become a good woman or the best woman she could be. A father is crucial in the developmental mind of children, especially girls, because now she thinks she's look, despite what she says, when she meets a man, she doesn't believe, I don't have to take this. You understand? Unless somebody, well, I take that back because she had a man in her life. I'm saying when a young woman doesn't have a man in her life that is a father figure telling her, don't take that, you don't deserve that, it really changes who she is. She has to work a little harder or do a little bit more as an adult. So what I'm saying is, no, Keon, I don't think no law should be made at this point as far as men being able to say, I'm not going to pay child support. I'm talking about a conversation between us as people where we change our mindset. Because why is it okay? I was listening to a song by Jasmine Sullivan. I love her, but I don't like there was a line that really bothers me. I know it's art, but there's a part where she says, oh, he's saying that I got the best PUSSY in the world. And she's like, and even though we're not official, that's where you hit the brakes. What do you mean we're not official? You're giving him sex and he's having sex with you. Well, how are you having sex and it's not official? We really need to stop this. I'm telling you, I'm not a gatekeeper. I'm not prude, but please, just because it feels good, grow up.
All
Like
right.
our elders used to tell us, close your legs, you keep it in your pants, young
All
men.
right. All right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's my answer. We need to change our views on sex.
Okay. Okay. Let me
Or you
go.
get a vasectomy, right?
All right. Hold on. Let me move on to
Our views on sex.
Let me move on to Jose Francis. What's up, bro?
Thank you.
What's up? You hear me, son?
Yep.
I agree with Sister Genesis. If you don't want to have a child, you're right. It's to wear a condom. There's no argument once she tells you she's pregnant. Because I don't want to hear no abortion. I don't want to hear none of that talk. The child is here. You as two adults have to deal with it. Because we've seen what happens when you pick the wrong woman live and in real time on YouTube. This one wife want to tell the bedroom business, and the next one who's judging it, wife did the same thing, but he forget that.
All
So,
right.
so when you hear them talking, you gotta say, didn't your wife do the same thing to you and you didn't like it? So stop judging your brother and call your brother. Don't listen to what other people say. Take your brother's word for it. You understand what
Okay.
I'm saying?
Yep.
That's all I have to say. And
I would
I'm
say
out.
to all the brothers out there who say, "Oh man, don't let the white man in our business and he don't need to control us." Yes, he do. Sometimes the white man got to step up, make you be the man that you're supposed to be. God damn it. See, I'm the brother that's going to tell the truth. If you brothers out there, and there's a lot of them out there, who's getting these women pregnant, these young women pregnant, and you don't want to step up, and then you break out, and then you be the father to someone else's child that's not yours, man, sisters, put that ass on child support. Put that ass on
Immediately.
child support. Let the white man get him, and he will respect and bow down to that white man, and let that white man put that belt to his ass. Simple as that. Take
Yeah.
care of your goddamn child. Take care of your baby without the white man having to make you do it.
Facts.
That's it, man. And I know
Yeah.
you brothers don't like it because a lot of you is not man enough to do it. You're not man enough to stand up and be a goddamn man. Look at my brother Q. He's a goddamn single parent and doing his thing, doing
Yeah.
it,
And I
doing
applaud
it.
that. That's
Without
awesome.
no goddamn white man making him do it. He's doing what he's supposed to do as a man. You know? So step your ass up and take care of your seed. Simple as that, man. And if you don't want to do it, because a lot of you out there, you making your money, but you want to look fly, you want to buy jewelry, you want to do this, but you don't want to go ahead and contribute to your seed. Sisters, take his ass to child support and let the white man spank his bunkie. Simple as that. That's what I'm with. Let me go on to my brother Armin Ra McCarthy, man.
Peace.
What's up? Peace, sister. How y'all doing? I just want to say, man, like, I love Cap, man, but there is no way in the world that I could walk away from one of my 8 children. It's no way. And when I think about that little meme that's on Facebook when the little babies on their daddy's face talking about, do you love me? Do you love me? It's no way. because we didn't get along. You put me on child support, and I'm gonna walk away from that. That my
Right.
child might be standing at the playground waiting on me to pick him up, and I ain't coming. Ain't
Those are,
no way. Only way I could.
those
The
are the best years of their life when they like that, bro.
Yeah, yeah. I ain't know what. The only way I'm gonna be not be there is if I'm dead or in jail. That's the only way I'm gonna not be there. And so I just don't get that. I think if it's a lesson to be learned, it's on the back end once the child becomes grown. And if the mom did something spiteful, they can realize that once they become grown. Like, damn, mom, why you do dad like that? He, or if the dad does something spiteful, why you do mom like that? That kind of thing they
Exactly.
learn when they become grown, not while they children. It's no way, absolutely no way that I cannot walk away from my child. It's no way. No lesson in the world. And the Bible says those that don't take care of their family is worse than an infidel. And
Oh
taking
man,
and taking care
you
of your
got to
family
bring that
ain't
to
just
the top. You
financial.
gotta let Captain see that, bro.
I'm telling you, hey, taking care of your child is not
Oh
just
man,
financial. It's not just financial. When he say take care of your family, that means be there,
right,
mold, shape, protect,
right.
die if you have to. It ain't got nothing to do with money. And if you don't take care of your child and for a lesson, then you are worse than a damn infidel. Period. There's no way in the
Mm,
world I could walk away from my baby for no damn lesson. No way.
mm.
Man, damn, man. That's real talk right there, Pastor. Because what you're doing
Hey,
is you
yo,
missing the
I'm
best.
surprised.
What you're doing is you
I'm
missing the
surprised.
best parts of their life when they going to school. I broke this down to Captain before. Like last week, we was having the same conversation, and she want to be there. She want to be able to see her dad come because she see everybody father coming to pick her up, taking her to school. Celebrating these little holidays that they be having, but she's missing out on the father. And when they grow up to be somebody or to be something, that's when you want to jump in and step into their life. You see
Yeah.
these kids saying, "The hell with my father. You never been there for me." My children could never say that. None of them.
Yeah,
Mm.
never,
Never.
never. No matter if I was a rich man, poor man, whatever, you can give
That's right.
values of being a dad. That gives values more than financial. If you take care of them financial, that's not taking care of them. That's just giving some money. You know what I'm saying? That's paying to not have to do nothing but pay a little something. But taking care of your children is molding, being there, feeding, loving, and die if you have to for your children.
Do
That's
y'all agree
taking
with
care of your
Anthony
family.
Edwards? Y'all agree with
Say
Anthony
what?
Edwards? Do y'all
Anthony
agree
Edwards.
with Anthony Edwards what he's going through with his baby
I
mom?
do.
What
I
happened with
do.
him?
I
What
do.
happened?
Who said I do?
That
But
boy
what's
Keon.
the story?
That's you. That's you, Keon.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. In his situation, just
Again, break it
particularly
down,
his,
Keon.
huh?
Break it down.
Okay, so basically what happened was that Anthony Edwards, well, just like any other he's a basketball player.
Right.
He plays for the Timberwolves. He's pretty good. He's basically the star of the NBA right now. So what happened was that he was messing around with this girl who supposedly was just a stripper or prostitute. I don't know what she was, but
Is
anyway.
that the Brittany Reiner thing?
Nah,
No,
nah, nah. Brittany Reiner is for PJ Washington. Yeah, yeah, that's PJ. But
Okay,
yeah,
so go on.
for
Same
yeah,
situation, right?
yeah, yeah. Well, basically, it's basically around the same situation. So he was basically telling the girl that he didn't want to have, or he didn't want to have the baby. She was texting him saying that I'm pregnant. I want to have the kid. I want to keep going. And he basically said in the text message, "I want nothing to do with that baby." And that's that's that. It
but
is what
see,
it
look,
is.
but here it is though. You can say that all you want, but to the woman, she's like, "Oh hell no, I'm good. I'm straight." So you got to look at You know what Anthony Edwards is bringing in. You know his what he pulling in. She would be a fool to say no. I'm gonna terminate the baby. So when you're
Fact,
looking at her, she's looking at, man, I'm stepping up. I got this right now. Anthony
fact.
Edwards is one of the top paid NBA players in the NBA and getting ready to get more money after the season. So
But
she would be a fool to say, I'm gonna care. Just like when we brothers, man, we would say, damn, I would be a fool to have her terminate this knowing who she is, but she don't want it. And you begging and pleading with her, baby, I need you to keep this right here, you know? So I feel Anthony Edwards, but you should have known better. He's old enough to know he's a grown man. If I do this, this is what's going to happen. That's the same thing I was talking about. What about 50 Cent? 50 Cent and his little man bigger now.
Yep.
Well,
I think though, Sino, I really
Hey,
want
I
to like
wanted to ask
I don't. Go ahead.
I wanted to ask Sister No Power question or her ask for input on what she thought about Ishmael in this situation.
who thought about who?
Ishmael
You mean
and
it? Oh, the Bible?
Ah,
yes.
come on, brother.
You mean the Bible with Ishmael? How that's the same situation actually. He even worse because he was like, I know they're gonna die in the desert. So yeah, to be honest, if that's what you're asking me, you brother Eugene Thomas, to be honest, and I'm a piece to Lady Kier. I'm not gonna go long, but I just want to say these men, I thought about it, like I'm thinking about it as you talk. It's something new that they're vocalizing, but they've been doing it anyway. They've been just leaving and leaving. It's easy. It's easier for them because that goes back to showing you how different it is to be a mother, to have that motherly bond. But I'm not. I get it. I love brother. Sonetter, Amon Ra McCarthy. Everybody who has children who don't. You keep your father bond. But let's be real. If they don't ever attach to the child, when she has it, they don't. They don't. And then they already have the mindset that they don't want it. If they're already in that mindset, which a lot of men are doing this to black women, and I'm saying black because I'm not worried about anybody else right now. Look at the white girls that are walking around with these black children, these half, black children. I don't know what it is about. I mean, I do. I think it has something to do with how they were treated. Maybe because these men, it's a phenomenon that black men are really not having a problem just walking away from their children. It's like a culture thing now. It's been that way for a few decades. So that's all I want to say. I just was sitting there thinking, they're saying I'm not going to do it. But to be honest, when I sit here and think about it, they've been not doing it. They've been walking away, right?
Yeah, yeah. I
Thus
don't
said
even
the
know why y'all
Lord.
taking this Captain Cesariak stuff seriously. As a man and as how Captain Cesariak carries himself, I don't give a damn what he says. There's no way in hell throughout his child's whole entire life he'll just give up on his child. I don't care what he says. There's absolutely no way I believe that. That man was as soon as that child turns 18 and he calls Captain Cesariak or she calls Captain Cesariak saying, "Daddy, I miss you," that man gonna come running. I could care less about what he's talking about.
Peace, Lady Care.
All right, Keon. Real quick, Anthony Edwards or John Morant?
Oh, I'm gonna go Anthony. I'm gonna
Yeah,
go Anthony.
and too. Ant remind me so much of Michael Jordan. He looks like him, brother.
Facts.
And he,
That's a
man, I
fact.
was like, yo, you sure that's not Michael Jordan's son, man? But let's go. Let's bring in Lady Kira, the coach in the building. Let's get it, Lady Kira.
Peace and love,
Please.
fam. Um, just wanted to tap in. Peace to the panel. Peace to everybody watching or whatnot. I actually, I think it's a little crazy. I think a lot of people are delusional when it comes to the current dynamic of the black family. Um, and like Nepal said, I'm not really concerned with others. That's why I say the black family. Um, I think number one, I do kind of think that we don't pay attention enough to what we are doing. And then when we do pay attention, it's to point the fingers at others. Um, a lot of women, and that's just the reality of the world we're living in, are very manipulated nowadays. There are a lot of women that are using children um, against men, good fathers. I'm not speaking in regards to the ones who are clearly deadbeat, but there are a lot of men who are unprotected in this system. Me, myself, personally, with um, my younger kids who are not my husband's children, even though he cares for them well, and thank God for great stepfathers. But at the end of the day, me, myself, personally, I didn't run to put my children's father on child support. Mainly because number one, even when you do that, it's still a choice on whether or not they're going to pay it. It's not a guarantee you're going to get anything. Um, Number two, You know, unless he's a really well-to-do guy that's doing well in his life, 9 times out of 10, you're not even gonna get much that's even worth saying that you get child support for. 9 times out of 10, you're still doing majority of the job yourself. So me myself, honestly, I don't really see the point in necessarily going down there, other than the fact that you're proving a point that this is the child's father, and yes, he should be responsible. But for all other reasons, I can't honestly say child support has benefited. My oldest daughter, who is 21, I got child support from her father for over 21 years, but he has not seen her since she was 2 months old. Paid his child support faithfully, never been in her life. So at the end of the day, for all those that really think that a dollar amount that you are paying in your child's life is actually making a difference, you're ridiculous. It's laughable. It's comical to actually believe that a dollar that you can send without ever showing your face is actually really going to make your child feel as if their parent cared for them or loved them, or that they can call you when they need you. I think it's really sad that we even have to have these type of conversations, considering the background of Blacks in America, considering the strong foundations that we built up after slavery and came together in the communities that we had. I think it's a disjustice to really go around trying to point out what we need to do outside of self. A lot of folk, like y'all were just talking about with Captain Tazariak, whatever the comment he made, because I actually missed it. I wasn't in here when he made whatever comments he made. But at the end of the day, I can't look at a man as a man. There's lots of males. If you're born with a penis, you're a male. Okay. So we know that. That's science. That's science. Lots of transgenders have them too. And they still don't identify as a man. A man, to me, is all about the principle of it. That title comes with certain principles. There's an amount of respect that you gain from that title of being called a man. And if you are not checking off certain boxes, you are not really a man. I think any man, whether your relationship is good or bad with your child's mother, should be making 100% effort. I don't care if you have to go to the courts. I don't care if you have to go pick up the child from their mama house because she don't want you to come to her house. I don't care if you can't call her phone. There are ways, and there are ways of making a way out of no way. I've watched lots of men do it. I watched my brother have to go through the courts for his children. He has 7 of them, and at this
All
moment,
right.
he has custody of every single one.
All right. All
You get what
right.
I'm like? We have to do better and quit making excuses and pointing fingers. If you ain't,
Okay.
if you're not nothing, it's just because you not nothing. Don't blame it on her. Don't blame it on him. You're a sad person. You're a sore loser. You're a sorry father. You're a sorry mother. But you can't put that on nobody else but you.
All right. Powerful, powerful. All
Thank
right. Genesis, Miss Genesis.
I just want to just ask, like a lot of people talk about this whole child support thing, but a lot of guys, what they'll do is they'll complain about being on child support with one child and then go and impregnate another woman. And then they'll say, so it's like, or another woman, so it's like, and then at the end of the day, like, what are you going to be getting in child support? Like $180, $200. A lot of these people are not marrying NFL players or football players. We're marrying, or we're dating old dude that work at the warehouse, just got out of prison or something like that. So they probably ain't got that much money in child support. You know what I'm saying? That's probably why they're hurting them. Oh my God, you really on child support? I only got $500 a week. You know what I'm saying? You took 180 out of that. I ain't making no money.
Oh,
So
God.
Well, hey, Genesis,
$500 a week.
Genesis, let me say this real quick though. Sometimes,
Do not sleep with him, y'all.
hey,
Run.
hold on. Let me say this, y'all. Let me say this, Genesis, and all the women that's listening.
That sounds like horsehair. Sorry, son. I'm sorry, King. Go ahead.
Sometimes, the father could be on child support without the father even knowing, or without the mother even knowing. Because the woman ain't gotta always put you on this. Sometimes she's forced to. And let me tell you what I mean by she's forced to. When I was doing my time in prison, she was forced to put me on child support. In order for her to get welfare, they would say, well, where's the father at? Oh, he's locked up. You getting welfare, you getting food stamps. Well, now we're gonna have to get him and have him pay for it. So when I came home, I was sent a letter and everything, and I had to go straight to child support. But I
Damn.
ain't had no problem with that because they waited until I got me a job. And so when I got my job, damn, I think they was only taking like 80 something dollars out my check. I ain't really give a damn about that. I was all right. You know what I'm saying? But so I went through that. And sometimes, and I did come home and I was like, like, yo, why the hell you put me? I didn't do that. I had to, now I understood that in order for you to get your food stamps, to get this check, to take care of what I'm not, because I'm missing. I'm missing in action. You see what I'm saying? And so sometimes a woman is forced to have to do that. So let me say that too.
And that's why I was saying that if you want to get Medicaid, you want to get if you say even if you got food stamps at one time, but even if you want to get the Medicaid for the children, what's it called? CHIP or whatever, healthy kids or whatever, the benefits for going to the hospital, the doctor, right? Because your child gotta go to the doctor. And so what'll happen is that if you ain't got no job, if you just have a child, you're not going back to work immediately, working no great job that give you medical benefits. You're gonna probably have to take off for a couple months just to raise that child, and from newborn to like about 2 months before you go back to work. Who is taking care of the child? It's just you in the system. If the man's not there, then yeah, you got to go to the doctor. The child has to get checkups. Medicaid is paying for those doctor visits if the man is not in the life with medical insurance. And then what they do? Sign. Who's the father? Okay, you need to let us know who that is, and then that's when the attorney general gets in touch with you. That's what it is. It's not even like food stamps. It's just even Medicaid, the state medical benefits.
Right.
Well, to answer Omar Muhammad, you damn right I got respect and love for my captain. What that got to do? I don't respect everything he say, but I respect him as a man and I respect him. Yes, you damn right. Just like he have the same feelings towards me, bro. What's wrong with you? Even asking me something stupid like that.
Well, Sonetter, I want to just add this.
And then my brother Jamal.
Oh, dang.
Jamal, he said, sometimes women would rather get on welfare instead of working. Brother, let me explain to you. Me, I'm like more old school. I didn't want my wife working. I didn't want
I was just going to talk about that.
I didn't tell her. I told her I don't want her working, that I will take care of her.
Damn.
That. So sometimes I'm from the old school.
Yes.
And that's the way it was until I got put up in the penitentiary. And now she needed help to take care of the family and the food and all that. So I understand that.
Damn.
And what about like the fact that after you have a baby, it takes you're not just gonna pop up working. It
no,
takes
you're
time
not
to heal from having a baby.
Right. And I want to add this too. Excuse me, Genesis. Sonetter, before you move away from that, you read my mind. Really, to be honest, somebody said, don't say that about Black fathers. I have, my father was very important to me, still is. He transitioned. Black fathers are very, very present. But look, a lot of them aren't. And this isn't a bash session on Black men right now. I'm trying to really control myself with the whole phenomenon of men leaving their children. So don't think I'm coming for Black fathers. However, let me say this. If you put yourself in the bed with a woman and you don't have any type of protection and she doesn't, you are a man. You are responsible to pay for the child. Yeah, I said, let's talk about people if a man ever told me he didn't want a child with me, which would be, I don't put myself in that situation, but if a man would ever have told me, I don't want this baby, I wouldn't have the baby. And I'm anti-abortion, but I'm being 1,000. I know that you could clip this if you want. I am pro-life, but if you sit in my face and you tell me, when I tell you that we made life together and you tell me I don't want it and you were serious, the baby will not come out of me. See, I already know, because I'm not going to be chasing you down or explaining or having my child see people have birthdays, and I'm not doing it. That's just me though. What am I getting at? I know me. Now about you as a man, if you get her pregnant, you better pay for the baby if she has it. Now, people, again, you might think I'm contradicting myself. I'm not. Is it fair to have a baby? That's my point. I don't want to talk about changing laws right now. Women, if a man tells you, I don't want that baby, either have an abortion or put it up for adoption. That's for me. You know why? Because we have too many women who you didn't believe this. You're not believing these men. Men are leaving their children because they told you. And you know what the paradox is? That's why the abortion clinics are full of women, black women, because a lot of black men are having sex with women and getting them pregnant, saying, I don't want the baby. I would be one of those women. But thankfully, I knew I'm not laying down with the man that wouldn't want to have a child with me. So my point is, you must take care of your child. That's your job as a man.
Right.
You must pay for your child. So that's all. Thank you.
Right, right. And you know what? Anthony Edwards, who's to say he might not end up falling in love with that child? Especially if he had a son and the son is like 6'7", 6'8". What? You know, who's to say he ain't gonna end up later on in the future? Because things change as you get older. He's young. Anthony Edwards is a young man.
But Senator, let me say this, but the baby has a lifespan. It's very crucial from age 0 to 5. That child's not, you know what I'm saying? We're building up another deadbeat dad. If the boy grows up without him, it takes this man 5 years to come around, or 10 years, or 15, or 23, like Umar. See, that's the problem. When you said, I don't care if I swear, if he's a billionaire, if he looked in my eyes and said, I don't want that baby, I don't care. I'm not having this child. I'm not bringing it out into this world. Or really, to be honest, I would put it up for adoption. I wouldn't kill a baby. But I'm just saying, most women don't want to do that.
I don't believe that women would do that, knowing that this man, Anthony Edwards, his gross, it's like reaching into like damn near over 100 and something million, and a woman is just going to be that stupid and say, you know what, I'm not going to have this baby. Women is like that. I don't think these women is going to
right. Like that. But you know, they're doing that. That's a career. So let's that's the 1%. Exactly. That's the 1%. Let's talk about the ones like Genesis is talking about $500 a week. Look, if you are making $500 a week, if you're making $1,000 a week, if you're making $10,000, ladies, stop. Sonetter, when you said how you remember, you just said right now, maybe he'll come around. I'm not basing my child's mind. We're talking about the developmental minds of children. I'm not bringing forth another broken child, or I'm going to give the child to another family. Hey, there's a black mama and a black daddy, or here, you can have this child, please adopt it. So I'm not promoting abortion.
You know, Anthony Edwards is young, and I don't know if his mother's speaking to him or not, but I think the sisters and the mothers need to get involved. I don't know if they are or not, but he's still a child himself, and I'm telling you, I think his mind will change, especially if that child happens to be a boy and he comes out and he's tall like him. Man, yo, I will be there every step of the way, because now you got your son getting ready to do what you do. You know what I'm saying? You know how many? I mean, damn. That's all.
You have a beautiful heart. Real quick, this is a beautiful statement by Moon Girl Kiki. But I want to say this, Sonetter. That's the problem with Umar Johnson's the 23-year-old mom. I imagine she said maybe he'll come around. Maybe he'll change his mind. Oh, another birthday passed. Oh, another birthday passed. Well, maybe your daddy will call. Do you want to meet him? Do you want to hear anything about him? You never asked me about him. No, don't do it. And read. I wanted you to read this.
Anthony Edwards' mother passed. Oh, okay. I didn't know that when he was in high school. Damn, I think I did hear something like that.
Yeah, now you say it.
But yo, you know what I do like? I like Karl Anthony Towns and his father relationship. He's at every goddamn game of the Knicks, man. You see his father sitting right there supporting his son, Karl Anthony Towns, all the time, man.
Well, here's my problem with the scenario y'all were just speaking about. Like, because we're saying he's just a kid, but clearly he's not. Yeah, clearly he is an adult. Clearly He is off in the
Yeah,
NBA.
he's a
Clearly,
young adult. He's a young adult.
exactly. So he's not a child. He's out here making adult decisions. He's having unprotected sex, and he's making babies. So I would like to know, like, seriously, what type of logic do you have to think, mindset, regardless of age, especially once you out here having sex and stuff? Because nowadays, especially in these schools, everybody's taking sex education. We know the results of consequences of our actions. What gives you the right to lay down with someone, make a baby, and then turn around and say you don't want the baby after the baby has been made, and say it in such a retrospect that you expect that to be respected by the other people that you're speaking to? How do we make that decision after we've already done the act? The reality is, and this ain't just for him as a young man, because grown men are doing the same thing. Otherwise, paternity court wouldn't exist.
I
Mhm.
agree with you, Lady
We
Kim.
watch it on
It ain't
TV
like,
every day.
because it ain't like he didn't know that this woman was a prostitute. He knew it.
Facts.
Which
Facts.
He
means he
knew
was
what he
willingly
was
paying.
getting into, man.
That means he was out here paying for it. Now you mad because you don't give us a
Right.
permanent reason to get paid.
Exactly.
It was a prostitute.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Anthony
Yeah,
Edwards
yeah.
impregnated a prostitute, a young girl.
There must have been some substances
This
involved.
is just like with the basketball
Why you
player
say
that
that?
got the girl from the reality TV show Drea pregnant. It's the same thing. At the end of
Yeah.
the day, you know who these women are you laying down with. A lot of these dudes, they enjoy this attention. They like having the baddest women running after them, chasing after them. They want to hit them all. They want to lay them all out.
Wait a
So
minute. Women like to chase after them too, though. Wait.
I just said they like women chasing after them. That's what I said. That's what they like. They like that attention. And then when it comes with more responsibility, because you got more than you thought once you entertain the attention, now you a victim. How?
Mhm.
Right. I agree. I agree.
That's
I don't give,
crazy.
I don't cut none of them no slack. None of them no slack. Because at the end of the day, if we all grown adults, men always hollering, oh, I'm a man this, I'm a man that. But
That's
when it's
right.
time to step up and have man actions,
What the hell?
turn that term into something that is, turn it into an action verb, not something you just say, but you actually turn it into an action verb. And now nobody knows how to be a man.
Mm. Let's go on over to Armin Ra McCarthy. Pastor Armin Ra McCarthy. I see him with his collar on. He's
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
ready to preach to us right quick. Let's go. Let's hear the sermon, brother.
Yeah. I just wanted to say, well, since you say that, but truly, we do have to start trying to push our youth toward a less promiscuous lifestyle. In the end of the day, our
That ain't gonna
culture,
happen.
our
That ain't gonna,
culture, huh?
that's not going to happen, brother.
Well, I'm just saying you start at home. That's why men need to be there. Start
Mm.
at home with your family. If everybody does that, we can have a little bit of impact,
Right.
Yeah.
But
Right.
we have to, our culture, our society, our music is all highly promiscuous. And if
Yep.
we stop buying it, they'll stop singing about it. That's the bottom line. But as long as we put that, when we're doing that and then trying to push, wait till you're married if you can. There are structures, biblical structures that help us guide us to avoid some of these things that we're falling into. And when we talk about, what Cap said, I know that's brothers. He's a brother of principles and lessons. But to me, I think the lesson is to be made on the tail end once the child is grown. Once they grown and have kids themselves, they can look back and say, damn, you know what I mean? Why did you do this to my dad? Or why did you do this to my mom? That type of thing they can see for themselves. A lot of times I dealt with one of my children's mother. I have four children by one person, and then the others with my wife. We never get the first lady never got married, but she would say a lot of things. But I would try to tell them, don't disrespect your mama, no matter what. And I allowed them to see some of the things that I dealt with now that they're grown. But instead of trying to make a lesson and disappear now when they little, you wait till they're grown and just let them see. And you might not even be alive to see them come into fruition of what happened. That's okay. Let them come into it on their own. They will see if you just keep doing what you're supposed to do. But when men are designed to notice when other men are preying on their daughters and doing inappropriate things, we're programmed to notice stuff like that. And if you're not there, you're not gonna notice it. You're not.
Can
You know what I'm
can
saying? You need to be home no matter what. Let the lesson be learned after the child is grown.
can you imagine what Anthony Edwards' mother to be, his mother, child mother to be, going through right now? Can you imagine with all the influence that she's listening to?
She's having a great
Oh,
life. I didn't know she was a
coming from,
prostitute.
coming from her friends, coming from her sisters, coming from her mother. Girl, you crazy if you terminate this baby. You better have
Oh,
that baby. You know what Anthony Edwards, his gross payment is this. And see, so that's what she got to hear. She got to hear the other side. See, it's easy for us to judge
right.
stuff, but it's the other side what we got to hear too, when she's with all of her friends telling her, girl, you better have that baby. The hell with that. If he in the life or not, you're gonna be well taken care of for the rest of your life. She's gonna be hearing that. That's
I
what
didn't know she was a prostitute, a paid worker. She probably, there's some things that I don't know. I'm not trying to make it like the look. Women are for the most part being walked away from by regular guys, not just ball players. I'm saying, but like she was a paid sex worker. Something happened. No, you know what I mean? It's like that was her mission. That
yeah,
was her
the
job.
lottery baby,
Facts.
right? This is the
Facts.
lottery baby right here for
Yeah,
these women.
Facts.
You know she
that
ain't
was
really
her
gotta,
mission to
she
get the
ain't
baby.
really gotta never prostitute herself no more. This right here is an opportunity for her to get out.
No, I feel.
And
I'm gonna be
Facts.
honest. I feel
hold
bad
on,
for him.
hold
I don't
on,
care.
hold
I feel
on.
bad
And
for him.
what? Guess what? Israelites should not be mad because this could be the workers of the Most High that says, you
Oh
know
man.
what? We're going to get you out of that prostitution. So why is Israelites getting upset? And I'm talking about the brothers. Why are you mad?
Was she
Why
a
are you mad?
prostitute or not? I'm trying to get the facts
She
straight.
might be a groupie or like one of those like
Okay, so she wasn't
Yeah,
a
I don't know if
prostitute.
she's an actual prostitute. I think she was just
Okay,
getting
because if
somebody to
she
go.
was a prostitute, really, then I feel bad for him. But if she's just a woman, I'm not. I don't
probably
feel
like
bad
an
for him.
IG model type of like one of them
Well,
I
like
don't
that's
feel
not a
bad for
prostitute.
none of them. I
Yeah,
don't feel
that's
bad for none of them. That man is getting paid $255 million. If he wanted to take care of the baby or not, that baby's gonna be taken
I
care
do
of.
feel
That
bad
woman's
for
gonna be
the
taken care of.
child. I feel bad for the child
Man,
because it's
I
another
wouldn't
great
give a
world.
damn. I would be happy for my child coming in the world, and that's it. Simple as that.
Well, this is the
That baby gonna
problem.
be at least 6'5" and have a $50 million in his bank account before he's
But then he's
18.
going to
So
grow up to be another guy who doesn't value the things that Amin Ra or Sonetter say. Like he's going to be another guy that never even. You have to be programmed. Some of the things are innate that we talk about. Like the protection part is very, very wired in your biology, in your DNA, as far as man. But there's a lot more that's programmed into you to be a father, like staying there. Okay, check. Staying there is not always going to be something that I mean that's not something that he can just go, I'm supposed to stay. Some men, when I say protection, it's wired in you. They think, oh, I'm protecting my child. Let's talk about the lady who let the kids die in the car, the woman in Detroit. The
Yeah,
man, he thought he was protecting his children from afar. It was just okay for him, but really the children were with a woman who wasn't putting them as a priority because she didn't know how. I'm not villainizing her, but she left the children. She made very, very bad choice. She didn't even know about carbon monoxide poisoning being possible. I mean, we need parenting licenses. You were asking me about laws, Keon. Everybody should have a parenting license. We have licenses to do other things, right? But the father thought he was protecting. You know what? Why he thought that was protection? Because he grew up and his dad protected him from living afar, calling every 2 weeks,
well,
sending a
well,
pair of shoes. You know what
let
I'm
me let
saying?
me ask you this then real quick because y'all was saying this earlier. I didn't grow up with my father. He was in prison most of his life, and then he was out for like 4 years. Then he got shot. So it
Damn,
is what it is.
sorry.
So I never like Sarah, like you were saying, I never grew up with resentment towards my father. Do you think that resentment was taught? Like, because to me, I feel like that resentment is taught over time. If your mother raised you just to say, respect your father, yeah, yeah, like yada yada yada, whether he's there or not. I don't think that those kids grow up with that resentment. So
and
I'm
you
just
know
asking
what,
you.
Keon, to add on to what you're saying, Me too. I grew up as I was growing up. Guess what, Keon? I really never thought about him. I never thought about him in
Facts.
a negative way or positive. I was just living my life because
Me
I
too.
grew up in the streets. And so I was always hanging around brothers that were way older than me. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Hustling with brothers that were way older than me. I was like the kid on the block. And so I looked up to them as my damn fathers, the goddamn drug dealer at that time, you know,
Yeah.
the dope dealer, because that's where I grew up in that community. And
Yeah.
so these brothers was looking out for me, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
and
so
that's good that you had a father figure.
I really never thought about my father until now when I'm older and I'm grown and I don't look at him with no resistance at all, no
Yeah.
resentment at all in my
Yeah.
heart, you know?
Yeah, because to me, it just feels like that people say these things sometimes because that's what they was taught. Like you was taught that your father not being there was a bad thing, so then you start thinking that way. Like, but I mean,
Mm,
not trying to excuse it, but I'm just saying like over time it does seem like that. You know what I mean?
it is a bad thing though if your father's not
Yeah,
there.
it is a
When
bad
I
thing.
say
Wait,
Yeah,
bad,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
it's a
why does
sin
it have to
thing.
be? Sometimes it's not even about your father. Because what if your father is a lunatic? It could be like a
Oh
father.
yeah, that too.
Because
Yeah, I'm
if
saying
your
a
father is a
father. Yeah.
psychopath, you don't need no that person in your life anyway.
Right,
You
right.
know,
I
Yeah,
meant
that
so
too.
I meant a father figure. You're right. No, as long as there's
I
a
have
father
sisters and
figure.
brothers out there who I have never met, man, who I have
Facts.
never met in my life. Crazy, right?
Yeah, according to
Yeah.
Tommy, that causes a lot of incest in the hood.
Hmm.
What?
Tommy Sotomayor, I was listening to him say that. But no, back to what you were saying about the father, Keon, you know, when you grow up and you don't get that part, you know what I also noticed, like with you and Sonetter, it's when the mom, number one, you need a father figure. You need like Sonetter said, I don't care if they were drug dealers. If they, I mean, I care, but if they were good to you, they taught you things. Then you had that father figure, that male figure that showed you you're valued by men, right? But I was gonna say, like when you don't have the funny thing is when you're born and you never see the guy, and your mom never talks about him, that's healthier than her always saying, your daddy didn't call today. Oh, I
Yeah.
guess he doesn't want to see you. See, that's when you start saying, I'm not valuable. So it's
Yeah.
crazy. Like when you have a good point. Like when you don't hear about it, it's not as damaging as when you hear her continue to bash him. Yeah,
Sure.
it is.
And
Yeah.
see, like Captain
And that's
Tazar,
also
hold up,
that's
like
also
Captain
oh go
Tazaria,
ahead.
um, like when Captain Tazaria came on and said his mother never bashed the father. I never heard nothing bad about my father from my mother. Never.
Facts.
Never. Facts, man. Only thing I knew about my father was that I met him twice in my life and that he's Puerto Rican. That's it. And then
Yeah.
that's what really made me go and do a DNA test. You know, I went and I did the test and I look at my family history and I see DNA is right and exact because I see cousins that I know, my first cousins that's on there that took the same DNA test as I did. And I see them right at the top of the line with me, neck and neck with me. I would hope that my brother or sister out there will take a DNA test and that would right there, that would plug me right in. I would love to get to see them. I might have a brother
Yeah.
that looks just like me. Don't even know it, man. You know?
A second sounds crazy.
Nah, for real. I would like to see that.
That one brother,
I
the
don't think we
Muslim,
can
looked
handle a
like
second sound.
Nah, he would be a different sign. He would have a different sign, of course. So we would have different energies.
yeah, I don't respect. It's not that brother Omar Muhammad. I wasn't saying that I respect drug dealers, but let's be real. Those are the people in your neighborhood, and there's different situations. I'm saying Sonetter said he had those people as his father figure, but look where it led him to. He started doing the selling it, and then he got in trouble for it.
Yeah,
So
and guess what? The brothers that were selling drugs, they were good people. They don't do that today. You see, we was all doing that in my community where I grew up at. Don't forget, I'm in Harlem, New York, when the whole goddamn
crack
um
epidemic was
Harlem
going
Paid in
thing,
on.
full.
the whole
Yeah.
there you go, Keon. Wherever you go, it's drugs, drugs. I'm going to school. You see syringes all on the ground. Your mother's got to make sure you get to school safe. People dying, people getting raped, people getting molested. That's where I come from back in those times, man.
Man, did you remember when the winos turned into the heroin addicts? Like it used to be winos on the corner, then they turned into heroin addicts?
There was a man by the name of Claw who became famous. They know who he is. He became famous for his arm, where the museum wanted to pay him $1 million for his arm because he was so filled with dope and pus and everything, and they wanted to examine on that. No,
museum?
The museum wanted to pay him for his arm.
Cut his arm off and put it in the museum.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
It's okay, Omar.
Some people heard of him. You know,
and I don't respect people selling drugs in their community either, but I get it that they think that's a way to not so much in 2025, but in Sunetter's time, yes, to get out of the poverty.
That's what they had. That's all they had when we was coming up. Remember, man, that's all black people had at that time. They wasn't given no jobs. You couldn't get no work. People had to do what they do to get out of there. But we didn't know, and the people didn't know that you were only hurting yourself.
Right.
In the long run, you were just hurting yourself at that time.
And what do you think is going to happen now with Elon Musk in segregation and this whole thing, taking away jobs? People are going to go right back to it. It's going to raise the crime rate, more drugs, more people getting locked up. And people are talking about the birth rate and having babies. Our birth rate is declining. It's not going up. So we're not even replacing ourselves at this point. You understand what I'm saying? So in 20 years, we might not even exist, bro.
Do you know, remember this, and I always been the first one to say this, y'all. I always been the first one to say this. God forbid, right? The ancestors forbid when you start seeing the Africans come over here and become policemen.
Oh, Sonetter, I saw it already.
Well, I seen a few too, but I'm talking about when a lot of them become policemen.
Talk on it.
Our ass is grass, boy.
They talk on it. Don't forget the Chinese and the Russian. The Chinese and the Russian. That's all. That's right.
You think the white man is bad? Wait till they start getting them badges, bro.
Yeah.
Remember, I said it because there's a lot of them here now. In Harlem, in Brooklyn, in Queens, and all. There's a lot of them here now in Atlanta, all that. So when they start getting them badges, bro.
I've seen that.
I think they put a ban though on Africa coming over here. I think Trump just did.
What?
He put a ban on Nigeria, Ghana, Sierra Leone, and
what the
Burkina Faso and all. Yes, a ban.
Why? What was his reasoning?
He thinks that people in Africa could be changed over to the other side or something like that. Like any country that he feels like could be utilized against America, he's banning them. It's a lot of countries that are like on the list banned. He's closing off. It's almost like he wants us to not be able to travel or escape.
Yeah, he doesn't want us to travel. But how can he stop with people, just citizens, from traveling? I mean, that's clear discrimination, like from Africa. Like that doesn't. That's why I'm saying why.
Well, I think it's just non-citizens. Like non-citizens can't come in. Like immigration.
I think he also is trying to stop people from getting dual citizenship. A lot of people are leaving the country, going to Ghana and getting dual citizenship. Faso. So he's trying to discourage that whole thing because they're like opening up the Africa to African Americans, and I think he thinks by us getting dual citizenship, then it makes us impartial to America or something.
Meanwhile, Elon Musk is African.
Hey, hold on. Genesis. Would you get paid $500,000 to go and marry an African so that he can get the green card? I remember back in the days, that's what they were doing, but they wasn't getting
dollars.
Hell yeah, with $500,000, yeah.
They wasn't getting that much, but they was getting pennies. But see, if we were smart, we would have been saying, "Yeah, give me this, give me that." But they was paying
like 10,000. I got offered that 10,000 before.
Yeah, did you do it?
10,000? No, because I got houses. I can't risk a person being able to take my property and stuff.
Right.
I gotta come with more money than that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got houses? I'm
Hey,
trying to get married. What's up?
would you go to Africa, Keon, and marry some African women and bring them home?
Man, hell, man.
No,
Yes. What kind of question? Yes. Quick, fast, and hurry. Whoa,
yeah,
whoa, whoa.
yeah,
I
man.
couldn't wait.
Hey, it's been great, man. Early this afternoon, I got to get ready to get up out of here. I
Yes,
appreciate
sir.
everybody's opinion, respect everybody's opinion. And we started off with Umar. I know Umar see it because his name is in the title. So look for Umar to bang on me.
He won't say anything, probably.
Hey, Shaq, can I say something? Can I say something about Omar real quick? Because the Omar dude has been getting on you about this Cap stuff. Omar, you got to grow up, man. Just because we disagree with Cap doesn't mean we're disrespecting him. Just because we're on here online talk about a point that we disagree with doesn't mean we're disrespecting him. We love Cap. Stop playing. We love Cap. Period.
Yo, I was
Go
in
ahead.
Captain's. Oh, listen, man, I was in Captain Tazoriak chat earlier today. And I put in there because Captain was talking, so I put in the chat. I said, "Yo, Captain, man, I'll challenge you being on us being God and the devil." Y'all know what I say. You know, us having this duality within us.
Mm.
And I couldn't believe my man Bond Dog was like, "Yo, nah, sir, you don't want to smoke with the captain. Captain to get you."
Oh man.
Like, what, Bond
That
Dog?
broke your heart, huh?
No, it ain't break my heart. I was
I
just
know I'm saying not broke your heart, but like it's like et tu brute.
I will beat Captain up on that subject, and I will
Mm.
be using his Bible. I
I
will
just
be
Well,
using his Bible.
I know on the closeout, can I say something to Umar too, like about and his daughter?
Yeah, I want Herman Smalls to close out. He came back in just in time.
Perfect. Thank
But
you.
yeah,
All right, thank you for letting me say this. Number one, it's a sad situation that it got to the point, as powerful as a speaker that he says he is, as much as he says he impacts people's lives, it's sad that his own child got to the point, the break, emotionally mental breaking point where she had to take it to social media. I want to say that I send all my love and empathy and support to her, but I will say to her, if she's listening as a young lady ever, do not make the mistake that I and many other very good people have made and crash out on the internet off of trolls. Don't let them make you get out of your character, because what they will do and what they're doing on her right now is using a lot of the clips with her when she's calling her dad the B word, when she's saying what the F, well, I need the money. So just if you can hear me, just keep it about, talking about what's going on with your feelings, about advocating for other young women who are in your situation, and getting to a table where you can privately talk to your father. I hope that you guys mend fences, but that's not your responsibility, young lady. It's 100% his. And that's what I want to say. He's absolutely at fault. You only thing that I don't want to see her do anymore is let people get under her skin and crash out, because it's a sad situation that she tried. Any child saying I reached out, he didn't even deny the fact that she reached out. So my heart goes out to her. And Umar, do better. You can't go around telling men to be better fathers, and you haven't even been in your children's lives. Thank you so much for letting me say that.
thank you. Hey, Jesus, who are you, Jesus? Do you got my number? I need you to contact me. I don't know who you are. I don't know who you are, Jesus. You telling me to contact you. Who are you?
Jesus or Jesus?
Herm. All right, hold up, Herm. Go ahead, Genesis. I want you to close out. Then we're gonna go to Herm.
Okay. How's
Oh,
the
there
little
she go.
baby? Hey.
There she go.
She's sweet.
Oh. But
Mhm.
yeah, I just wanted to say, I think that it's kind of sad that people that guys think about a child support as a either or, like if you do this, then I'm gonna take away my attention, I'm gonna take away my fatherhood, I'm gonna take away my time, and I'm gonna punish the baby because you put me on child support. Bottom line is that children need more than just money to thrive. The mother she has to be there 24/7. You get to like make a payment and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? So just go ahead, do that. But be in the child's life, because you don't want to regret it in the end. That child's gonna get older and resent you. So be a part of your child's life. You know what I'm saying? You never know what that child is gonna end up being, or what kind of star they could be in the end, and you would hate to be the person that wasn't a part of that when
Right.
that child was growing up. So that's what I want to say. So
All
much
right,
love.
thank you. All right, now we up with my brother Herman. Herman, I remember seeing you all the time, and your little baby, she grew up riding bikes. She grew up on the back of your bike, brother. You used to always ride her to school and go pick her up. I see you had your bike hooked up too, brother. Made sure her feet didn't get caught in the spokes. You had that covered up, patted down. So she grew up on the bike, bro. And you got you a nice ride now. That's what's up, bro. Go ahead, talk to us.
Exactly. And and just to come full circle, uh, I told you right from the outset. I'm only 6 years in, but this journey has been so life transforming for me. And I can't speak for men who have adult children or children moving towards adulthood, and for whatever reason they've been divided from them. I just know in my heart and my being that there's nothing on this planet, heaven or earth, will keep me from my seed. So that's why I know the captain probably did that purposely, toss that out there for us. But you got to have him do a kind of teasing out of that to because the impression it left with a lot of people was not as forgiving. Your seed is your seed. No matter what's trying to get between you and your seed, you got to figure out a way to navigate that. But as we close out, I want to say again to my brother, to my fellow Pan Africanist, Dr. Umar Johnson, brother, we all fall short in different areas. The people who love and support you still love and support you. You've been very receptive to the critique that have been presented respectfully to you, and I've been listening to your feedback. But I believe even Dr. Or Brother Captain said maybe say less is saying more at this time, because no one wants to play this out in social media. So, but for those who support you, they still support you. But heed the wisdom of those who may have erred in the same areas and have insight that they can provide for you. But Sarnetta, look what we did. Look how much rich input we got. And we got this. We decided this today, brother. But this means that our community had things on their heart that they wanted to share. And where do we feel most comfortable? On your platform, brother. So I know some will shout you out, some may forget to, but the history can never omit you, brother. You did something historic at a time when we needed a voice, and you were boots on the ground. You put microphones in front of people that had no place else to go to be seen and be heard. So I'm giving you your flowers today. Many do. I read the comments. Thank you, Sarnetta. Thank you, brother. Glad you back. We missed you, brother. Glad you on here again. So just stay encouraged, because you've had your shares of knocks and people coming at you in different ways. You got to stay motivated, stay on point, because it's all hands on deck, and we're going to rise as a people. And as I always close, peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism.
Peace, brother. All right, with that, we out of here, y'all.
Peace to you and your beautiful daughter. She's a gorgeous little girl. I want to say something about children real quickly, though. Look how innocent babies are. Like, how could anyone, right? How could anyone like want to even hurt the feelings of a child? So thank you so much for this, and you keep doing what you do. You did great. Thank you for letting me come in and go in. Are we still live?
Yes, we're still live.
Yes. Peace, everyone. Have a good day.